What is up, everybody? Welcome to BDC Live.
We made it.
Thank you so much for your patience. Well, we're just doing some new things here. We got Luke on the producer board tonight. Pukey, Lukey, Mendel. What's up? Everybody
What's going on, guys?
Everybody say hello to Lukey.
Hey, hey, hey.
It was not Lukey's fault. Actually, James, pop in there real quick. Oh, we've got the double feature tonight.
What is that?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Oh, wait,
What's
is
going
happening?
on? No,
What's going
we're trying to show James.
Trying to show James. James saved the day.
He did.
And we have a special guest. We've got Adam and Sarah here as well.
How's it going, guys?
The room there about 36 times. Thank you, everybody, for your patience, because I don't know what Luke is doing. Keeps switching the views here. Tonight, we're talking about health, wealth, and going stealth.
No, we already were stealth.
We were stealth.
Now we're no longer
Talking
stealth.
health, wealth, and
Relationships.
I don't know. People have told me that they don't like when we talk about relationships, but we're talking. Somebody picked it. Who picked the topic tonight?
I'm pretty sure James picked the topic.
That was
Yeah,
James.
James
That
James
was
always picks the
James.
topics. I was saying this the other day. It's like a podcast, right? But now you know what it feels like because you don't know what the topic is, and we just gotta roll with it.
I saw that you put a piece of content out about, I don't know what it was, but I saw on YouTube people were giving you all kind of flack for like making up your talk like right before you go on. You didn't see the comments, did you?
No, I did not see it. Where is it? It's on
It's on
YouTube.
YouTube, right, James? On
Oh.
YouTube, where people are like, look at this little skinny girl like making up stuff right before she goes on. The heck is this? Who's putting this content out?
Did I say that? I made this up right before I came on.
I don't know. I didn't
Is that
actually
what the content
I didn't
was?
actually see the content. I saw the comments, and yeah, they're getting on Lacey a little bit for whatever you said.
Hey, you know what?
This means you got a lot of fans out there.
That's good.
Have we got people jumping in? If you're jumping in and joining us live, you know what to do. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure that you share tonight's broadcast. We've got to reach more people. We're counting on you. We're upping the ante here. We're giving away $400 cash tonight. We're going to be drawing 4 names from the Lucky Canasta. Pukey Lukey is going to be drawing the 4 names and announcing the winners. But in order, everyone's a winner. If we draw your name, like what are the odds? 700 and something names in the canasta. We draw your name. Well, that's great. But in order to claim your prize, you actually must be on live with us right here. We give you 30 seconds to announce yourself. And if you're here with us live, we send you $400 cash. Like, boom, right?
Like that.
Not right away because we're
Pretty
doing
close.
stuff, but like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Venmo or PayPal. We send you some digital, international digital currency, like bang, like that. But you got to be here. So tell your friends, hey, jump on the BDC Live. You want to be on this. We're giving away $400. Any announcements? Well, we've got Money Matters coming up. We got a Money Matters slide to show everybody. Money Matters, make sure that you jump in. Listen, we have tons of C3 groups coming together. I think you're at...
I think we're going to be at 10 officially
10
because we
groups?
actually had a lot of people that were in similar areas combine their
Smart.
efforts, which I think is such a good
Smart.
idea.
So we've got our 10. Well,
Yeah.
that was the cap, so we've capped it out. We've got our 10 C3 initial launches. Look, just do the math. If each group has 20 members in it, that's 200 new BDC members. If just even a third of them decide to come in a group or in a collective to Money Matters here in Indianapolis, July 28th and 29th, then, well, we're going to have a hard time finding you a seat. So you've got to make sure that you're registered. Money Matters is coming up. Get your tickets. We've got Clinton Sparks popping in.
Yep.
We've got Mark Murphy coming in. And boy, I just had a couple conversations with him. We've got some big stuff that we're putting together, some collaborations in the dental space. We're super pumped up about that.
So much great
We've
content
got
and
Bo
no better
Parfait
timing.
jumping in as well. And I think I had one more. Do I have another person? Do I have somebody else speaking?
No, there's 4.
Oh, and David Meltzer. Yeah, you know that guy. David Meltzer. Hey, and super thankful. I want to send gratitude out to David Meltzer. Spend the week with him at the Masters in Augusta. We had a fantastic time. We dropped for all of our BDC members a very special Masters podcast this Monday, just 2 days ago. Make sure you check that out. And look, if you're not in Black Diamond Club with us yet, what are you waiting for? Just jump on blackdiamondclub.com. I know I've said a million times, I'm 51 years old. I don't know. Do you need the www in front of it? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What should we do? Put www? No www. Just type in your browser blackdiamondclub.com.
And you should get where you're
Get
trying to
yourself
go.
registered because we've got a lot of cool things popping off. And
then you should be like Christine. I see Christine on here commenting. Christine Cordero. She's brand new in
brand new.
BDC,
Welcome,
and she's
Christine
already on
Cordero.
BDC Live. This is her first
Christine,
official member viewing.
Christine's name
I
got
know.
placed into the canasta.
So she could be
this
drawn
week.
tonight.
You could be drawn tonight.
You could win
be
$400
$400
tonight,
bucks.
Christine.
Speaking of Christine, tomorrow, myself, Bailey Qualls, and Luke Mendel, we're off to Bourbon Nights, sold out at the Stonewood Ranch. Boy, we got some pictures. We coordinated with Lair. We got the bourbon. We got all the bourbon all fired up. We've got the cigars all ready to go.
Speaking of Christine, can we bridge that?
Yes, because Skip Weiss is going to be joining us at Bourbon Nights.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page and we brought it
Skip's
together.
coming.
Like, drive it home, okay?
I'm going to get Christine a picture of Skip Weiss and the side by side. He's going to be shooting a hog.
Fantastic.
Listen, some of our attendees are scaring us a little bit. They're coming in trucks and their own vehicles. They're not
because trucks are scary.
No, because they're not flying. And so apparently we're bringing in RPGs, C4, all kinds of fun stuff. That's what Bourbon Nights is about. Not just blowing up stuff, it's blowing up your business.
Can I tell you what makes me nervous? Yeah. Can I tell you what makes me nervous? Is that half of our team is there. So if something happens, James, like, it's me and you, bro. We got to run this thing. So
next week, 8:00 BDC Live. It might be just James and Lacey
and Pat.
Yeah. We got Major Ed Polito dropping in Bourbon Nights, special guest.
Josh
we're super pumped up. Major Ed Polito, national hero. He's going to be dropping in. He's going to be sharing with us. He's going to be telling stories. He's going to be shooting guns. He's going to be blowing stuff up too. It's just going to be absolutely amazing. He's going to drink some bourbon. He's going to smoke cigars. Last thing, I don't think we have a slide for this, but I wanted to let everybody know the very special mastermind dinner. The Over the Top Mastermind is happening on the Friday of VCon. So all of you VCon fans coming here to Indianapolis, get with me. Reach out to Luke at blackdiamondclub.com. Luke at blackdiamondclub.com if you'd like information on attending the Over the Top Mastermind Dinner. And when we say over the top, we're hosting this at Prime 47, famous steakhouse here in Carmel, Indiana, following. So you get Friday all day, you'll be at VCon.
There's not a lot of things I get FOMO about, but this is one of them.
This is one. Then we're gonna get you from VCon. You got to get over to Carmel, Indiana, Prime 47. Over the top, we're going to have amazing steaks, we're going to have amazing drinks, and we're going to have special presentations by, what's his name, David Meltzer. We're going to have Jim Quick. We're going to have UFC superstar Michael Chandler live and in person, and LA Chargers super running back Austin Eckler. They're all going to be here, photo ops, autograph ops, but most importantly, opportunities to hear what they've got going on. I got to tell you, all of these guys are superstars in the entrepreneurial space. Yes, even Michael and Austin, they are athletically gifted, but they are businessly gifted as well. And don't forget, what's his name, and Jim Quick. And then I'll be there as well, sharing a few words. Lacey will not be there, unfortunately. It's not a guys event. I'm sure we'll get plenty of females wanting pictures with Austin Eckler and Michael Chandler. It's not a guys event, just Lacey won't be there. But if you want to join us for that, make sure you reach out. Luke at blackdiamondclub.com. Of course, it's in a restaurant, in a private room. Space is extremely limited. But if you're going to be rolling out for VCon, we're going to have a lot of VCon peeps rolling in for this mastermind dinner. I've told people, look, by looking at the guest list, I mean, the net worth of the room will well exceed $1 billion, well over, might even get to $2 billion net worth in that room. That's a room that you want to be in. If you want your seat at that table, email Luke at blackdiamondclub.com. What are we talking about tonight?
We've got special guests that we're bringing them on. We're going to talk about health, wealth, and relationships, and not stealth.
Well, bring them on. Let's do it. There they are.
Look at that. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. So thanks for sticking with us through our technical difficulties. It's always a fun time trying to figure that stuff out.
This might be the health portion of tonight's
I
program.
know this might be the health portion of this, but you know what though? That's a really interesting thing because the topic that James put together was the powerful equation of health, wealth, and relationships. And I know that you guys have been in this industry for a very long time, and you've probably seen a lot of correlation in how your health can impact those two other things. Would you agree with that? I think we should talk about that tonight.
Well, I also think that, look, David Meltzer talks about the idea that when you're healthy, you have unlimited wishes. When you do not have your health, you have but one wish. But I also think this is interesting that James came up with this topic because the same thing applies in the other areas. When you're wealthy, people always get on you like, oh, you guys are talking about wealth and you guys are all about the money. Well, here's the thing is when you're wealthy, you have unlimited wishes. If you can't pay your bills, if you can't make rent, if you can't figure out make ends meet, you have one wish.
Right.
You got to get yourself out of that hole, and it becomes very difficult to see the expansiveness of what's going on in the world. But at the same time, let's talk about relationships. What about you have a significant other? When you have a significant other and things are not smooth, things are rocky, you have but one wish. When everything is flowing, well, then you expand out and you have unlimited wishes. You can put your minds together, you can dream, you can have visions of what you want to do. So all three areas actually need to be considered very strongly tonight by everybody, because if you slip in any of these areas, you limit your potential. You limit what's possible in your life. Nothing wrong with pursuing health, right? I mean, people generally aren't like, oh, look at you, or you're all about
trying
the health.
to be healthy out
Right?
there.
Like generally,
How
that's
dare you?
admired.
Yeah.
But if you understand that, there's nothing wrong with pursuing wealth. There's also nothing wrong with pursuing strong, healthy,
Deep,
committed,
committed.
collaborative, joint relationships. And so we're going to be talking about all three.
Absolutely. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with Adam.
Let's start with Regen Group. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do and how you work in the health industry.
Absolutely. You can start.
So our primary focus right now is helping healthcare practitioners like chiropractors bring regenerative therapy into their practices so that they can help their patients achieve that next level of health. So with the products that we use, we're able to help regenerate and rejuvenate tissues that have been damaged and get people back to doing the things they enjoy. Maybe they haven't been able to walk their dog, or they can't go as far as they would like to go, or whatever. We're able to provide them with some supplemental building blocks to help get them back to doing those things that they love.
I think one of the things that we try to focus on is helping the practitioner, chiropractors, especially for what we're working with now, is really become the superstars for their patients, because what this therapy allows them to do is restore people's lives. One of the things, I've done this for 5 years, and it never ceases to amaze me when I talk to a patient 6 months after therapy, how they said, I can't believe I waited so long to do this, or I can't believe how much pain I was in. And anybody who's been in pain understands how much it affects your ability to be wealthy and affects your relationships. And
Okay,
I think.
But
Go ahead,
for
sorry.
everybody, I just want to clarify, because I need from the experts, like, what does regenerative therapy mean? I mean, because listen, there's 9 million things out there, most of which claim to be regenerative. What are you talking about when you say regenerative therapy?
That's great, because one of the biggest things that I think not only chiropractors but even the public has a misunderstanding of is like everything else in any industry, there's the Chevy Chevettes and there's the Corvettes of products, and the same goes true in regenerative therapy. So regenerative therapy gets thrown out to a lot of things, but what we do is we offer umbilical cord tissue as a supplementation to the body. And really what I use the analogy all the time when I'm talking to patients is it's the exact same thing you do when you take a supplement or a vitamin. You're trying to supplement something that's missing in your body. And regenerative therapy is the exact same thing. We are supplementing your body, but in a cellular way. We're providing new cellular tissue to do repair, to do restoration, And what the difference is when you look at that scale of items that are available on the market, some of the things are long-term fixes, others are temporary fixes. And what we offer, or what we try to offer our patients, is that long-term solution that we're repairing the damage or restoring the tissue that's been lost over time as we age. And so really that's what we focus on with all of our customers, all of our patients that we work with, is about restoring people's health so they can live their lives the way they're intended to.
So commonly, is this what people, you know, broadcasting this out across YouTube, have all kinds of different people that watch the show? Is this something that people commonly call stem cells? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, yeah, and the reason we've done regenerative therapy is more of a marketing um, requirement that the industry has really moved into, is because we're not just using stem cells.
Mm.
What we actually include in the product, there's cytokines and growth factors and structural proteins. So it's not just a stem cell treatment anymore. A lot of times when you talk stem cells, we're talking about your own existing stem cells. And that's a very prevalent therapy out there in the market today. This is actually taking brand new cells out of an umbilical cord tissue and supplementing the body. So what we offer is a little bit different, but stem cells and regenerative therapy all fall under the same category.
One of the things I love that you said, you were talking about like getting people long-term results. And I think that, most of us that are on here that are in the healthcare world can agree that that's the philosophy that we all stand behind, is really making a concerted effort to get people long-term results, because that is actually what impacts their ability to attract more wealth into their world. That's what impacts their ability to have better relationships. Things that are, band-aid, that are temporary, give just a little bit of relief, that individual doesn't have the ability to step into the long-term results in order to work on those other things. And that's what I love about what you guys do. And I'm sure traveling all over the United States, you've been able to see directly how when people get regenerative therapy, they have the ability to change and shift those other things in their life. Because I know I've heard stories from it as well. So I love that you guys do that.
Absolutely.
Well, I would love to hear from you guys. And again, just for the dummies like me, that are watching, I don't. How does stem cells work? Like, so you're getting these cells and your cytokines and
Get them
cysteine
injected
blastates and
and
blastomophobes, and you put them right in your.
blastomophobes.
Yeah. What? How does this work? Like, tell our audience how is it regenerative?
Yep. So what happens in our bodies is when we're born, we are loaded with stem cells. Stem cells are what build our body. They have the ability to turn into any cell. They are known as the master cell in our bodies. And over the course of, for the first 10, 15 years of our lives, the big purpose of the MSCs are to help build your frame, to build your body. And so for that's what the first 15 years of your life, that's what they're really focused on. The next, once you hit puberty, you kind of have built that frame, then their job changes, then they become the ambulances. So their job is to repair the body. They help oversee repair, and your immune system plays a role in that. But what ends up happening in your body is, as you age, your stem cell population begins to break down and die, and you lose these stem cells. So you lose the ambulances in your body. And over time, your body cannot keep up with the wear and tear that we put on our bodies. And so really what we are doing, especially as we get into our 40s, our 50s, and our 60s, and even beyond that, your body does not have the actual cellular tissue to repair your knee or your hip or your back. The other thing that takes place in your body is, because of all the work that takes place, that your immune system's job is to repair your body, your immune system becomes compromised. And then we start hearing patients talk about, now I have diabetes, now I have high blood pressure, now I have cholesterol, I have a bad knee, a bad hip. It's all because your immune system doesn't have the ability to repair your body like it did when we were younger. So what this tissue is designed to do is to supplement that population in your body. So what it does is it helps in a knee. If for example, if your knee, you have existing cartilage cells, for example, if you're bone on bone, what it allows you to do is to actually repair and restore that cartilage in those joints if that is what's required. It actually supplements your existing population so your body can function the way it's intended to. I always use the analogy, whether you're 6 years old or you're 96 years old, your body's trying to do the exact same thing. You're trying to repair yourself. The difference between that 6-year-old and 96 is the material that's in the body to actually do the repair. And so we're actually supplementing that supply so your body on a cellular level can repair itself like it's intended to do. Our bodies are amazing. Everybody understands that what they're capable of. And you made the comment earlier. I travel over. It never ceases to amaze me when I see patients how doubtful they are that their bodies are able to do it, and then they talk to me afterwards and they say, "Man, I can't believe how amazing this was."
It's so
It's
funny.
one of the coolest.
Yeah, I was just thinking because I was doing an interview right before this, and he was asking, "Oh, it looks like you used to be an adrenaline junkie," and I was like, "Oh, I don't do the same things that I did before because I just don't have the ability to recover in the same way, right? Like you can't go snowboarding and tumble the same way that you used to, and wake up and feel as good the next day. Now I'm like hurting for a week, right? And it's
Right.
because I love that you just said that. It makes me feel a lot better that I just don't have the same the same stuff as I did when I was younger. So it's good.
Well, a lot of people have a certain stigma around this idea of regenerative therapy. Two things I'd love to hear your guys' take on. Number one is, for again the dummies like me, like, is this legal? I think people are, have this, I think in the past, maybe you've heard of people
Right,
that
that
had
we're doing
regenerative therapy
this.
and they had to go to Mexico or other countries. So, like, is this even legal? And then two, there's the ethical side. You said you are getting these cells from umbilical
Umbilical
cords.
cords, people
So,
worry
like,
about
what's
that.
going on there? Like, speak a little bit to that to address some of these concerns that people might have.
Absolutely. So, the tissue banks where we order our materials are FDA regulated. So they have guidelines for processing the material and how the material is handled and stored and all of that that they are required to follow in order to be compliant. Um, Regenerative therapy is not FDA approved because it's not a food or a drug, but it is regulated under the FDA in terms of how the process takes place. The umbilical cords are sourced ethically from mothers who've been asked after the birth of a child. An umbilical cord typically is medical waste. It goes in essentially a garbage can. And so mothers are asked if they would like to donate their cords, and then the cords, they go through a stringent screening process, and if they pass all of the requirements for them to be able to donate their cords, then those cords are donated. The screening process is pretty intense, and only a very small percentage of women who are going to give birth are approved for the process. And then beyond that, the umbilical cords are screened additionally in the lab to make sure that they don't carry any pathogens or anything that would be harmful. And so only a small percentage of the umbilical cords pass that layer of testing as well. And all of the umbilical cords are from cesarean births, so they have not actually had any kind of like stress on them through passing through the birth canal. And so they're all ethically sourced and harvested. Where the legal portion comes in, sometimes people are worried about, like, oh, I heard they use aborted babies for that. That is illegal.
Absolutely.
So that is not something that they do. So that's why we always make sure we communicate with potential patients that they are ethically and legally utilized. So there's not any shady stuff going on in that. As far as the legality of stem cells themselves, they are legal in the United States.
The biggest thing you have to face is each state requires the actual practitioner that does the procedures to be a certain level. So every state's a little bit different, and that's part of what we do is we connect with those. We do everything as far as what each state requires. So each state's a little
Yeah.
bit different in how they require it to be performed. But um, we get asked this all the time. Like, I can't do this in my state. There isn't a state in the U.S. that we can't do regenerative therapy. It's just there are regulations that we have to follow in order to do that.
Yeah. As for anything, right?
You have some
Yep.
questions that are
Yeah.
popping up there. I can't see those. I'm 51. I don't have good
You don't
eyes.
have good eyes anymore. Somebody was asking,
Ah.
I think Seth was asking, is there a way we can grow our own stem cells in our bodies?
This is a great question. And nobody likes the answers I'm about to give them. But the reality is the best way to secure your population is exercise, sleep, hydration. Nobody likes to hear that, but that's really the reality. What we do in our bodies and how we take care of our bodies is a direct correlation for most people of your stem cell health. When we have health issues, we don't take care of ourselves, we don't eat properly, our stem cells suffer. When we stay hydrated, when we get lots of sleep, when we exercise, our stem cell population. I think this is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. There are people out there that will say, hey, I'm taking this stem cell supplement. It's supposed to help me grow more stem cells. The reality is it's a live cell in the body. There isn't a pill that we can give you that's going to increase that. The best thing is to take care of your body, and that unfortunately is what what is difficult sometimes for people to hear. Clear the
Sleep and
question.
hydration.
Well, what
Gotta
I would
work
love
on
to,
that.
well, I would love to, the concept here is, I'd love to share that what you guys do as a company is you help facilitate practitioners. And I know that a lot of healthcare practitioners watch BDC Live. You help to facilitate them being able to legally and ethically offer
Yep.
regenerative therapy as a solution in their own brick and mortar, in their business, in their clinics. And of course, anybody that would love to discuss that further with you, which I think is a phenomenal idea. I think that if you pay close attention, it's a very frequently sought after sort of, I guess I would almost say self-prescribed.
Well, and I was going to say, yeah, because not even, we have a lot of practitioners on here, but if you're not a practitioner on here, this may be something that you think
Benefit
would
you.
be beneficial to you or somebody in your life that may have not been able to overcome an injury of sorts.
Well, we live half the year in Naples. I got to tell you, like, sitting around in Naples, it's a very common thing to hear people talking about stem cells and their, search for, their pursuit of places, reputable places where they can receive regenerative therapy.
Right.
And so this is something that everybody should look into. How can people find out more about your services? How do people contact you?
So the easiest way is our website. You can go to our website, which is just www.regen-group.com group. And there's a link on there to schedule a consultation. Really, that's designed for a couple things. It's designed for you to get your questions answered. But for us, it also allows us, because we do have situations where it's not a good fit for a clinic, or it's not the right area. We're very careful on who we are also bringing this to. It's more about making sure it's a good fit for both partners. So the first thing is just a conversation. We answer questions. We talk about your state. We kind of walk you through our process, and then kind of go from there. And really, that's the easiest way to do it, is just to schedule that through our website.
Awesome. We're really working on Luke and his sounds here, making sure that they
And his timings.
timing and alignment, I think, are probably too.
Right.
Is that appropriate for that? Yeah, that was good though. I like that one. Dropping bombs.
Regen, REGEN, regen-group.com. Listen, even if you're just like, I don't know if this is for me, I want to encourage everybody to jump on regen-group.com and schedule a call. I mean, hey, I know a lot of people that are helping tons of people in the world with this.
And people are getting amazing results, and there's
yeah,
so
helping
many
people get
testimonial
amazing-
stories and
If you don't know about
life
it, you
effect
got to
changes.
dive into it, and kind of
Yes.
understand better how it works. And obviously, it far exceeds the scope of a public-facing YouTube live. We've got people commenting that they've already had conversations with Adam and Sarah, and they're very impressed.
People just signed up for it. Yes.
People are just signing up for it. So yeah, they have plenty of testimonials and raving fans. And I want to encourage, if you're on the fence about this, I want to encourage you to jump on regen-group.com and get yourself signed up to speak to them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
Adam and Sarah, thanks for jumping on. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for sharing your expertise tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you.
We love you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I was just thinking, so on my interview prior to this, I was talking to Brian Bogert. So that's going to come out I think in 4 months. And we were talking about chiropractic, and he was asking me to kind of explain in a different way than most people do about what chiropractic does. And I was talking about the chiropractic philosophy. And one of the things that I loved that always has just hit me to my core that BJ talks about is brain congestion, body starvation. So when there's interference to the nervous system, oftentimes that's what people can experience. But isn't it really interesting? We're talking about health, wealth, and relationships. And what I realized when I was talking to Brian, because we're talking about a whole multitude of things, is that the reality of it is when you have that and you're experiencing that disconnect from your brain to your body and vice versa, whether that is manifesting as pain, your body's inability to regenerate, to heal, oftentimes there's still this literal congestion that's in the mind, right? In the brain. Sometimes that manifests as a physiological one, a physical one. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it is a mindset, mental issue. And there can be all sorts of things that the brain congestion idea and concept actually is manifesting as. But when we're talking about relationships, the first thing is that relationship to the brain and body. Sometimes that needs to be done by working here, and sometimes it needs to be working there. And that's why we see such profound changes when people are going out there and doing things like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that this is something that everybody needs to be considering, looking at, contemplating, questioning. Everybody that wants to provide a service to the world, that wants to help more people. What always amazes me is how many different things there are out there that help people. Wish I knew about all of these things.
I say that all the time. If there was a better way or more things, we would do them. Yeah.
Look at over time, red light therapy, infrared sauna, cold therapy,
plunge, everything.
Got, this regenerative therapy, functional medicine, supplementation. Now the degree of accuracy that can be done with even, a lot of people go and, IVs. Remember IVs were
taboo for a long time.
Well, they were just you do them after a night of drinking in Vegas. And now, we can do blood tests and we could dial in. Think about that. Do a blood test to find out exactly what you're missing. So rather than just rocking up to the store and be give me the immune boost,
we can curate a bag just for you.
Yeah, we actually
right?
get you what your body is deficient in. And then rather than taking 500 pills, which I don't like. I was seeing all these people and I was eating so many dang pills. It was getting confusing. Luke had a spreadsheet just to keep track of what I needed to take and when I needed to take it.
Yeah.
Well, how about we just put that in a bag and we just push it into you and we get your body exactly what it needs. And so, man, the world today is full of these marvels. The world today is also full of these marvels when it comes to wealth. It's funny that you put that because, we're coming up on tax day here, Tuesday, coming up on Tuesday. So for a lot of people, it's this is not the best time of year to be talking about wealth. But it is a time for us, as anybody who's I have, that conversation with my accountant and I've been told how much I'm going to have to write a check for coming up on Tuesday. It's a time to really sit back and think about your strategies, but also to enter into that state of abundance, to understand that if you're having to write a very big check to Joe Biden on Tuesday, you're helping a lot of other people that don't have to write checks. And I guess you can be upset about that. Or you could understand that you're incredibly blessed. And then you could move yourself into a mindset of abundance, right? And understand that there's no shortage. And you talk about lack and scarcity. Well, there's definitely not any scarcity of wealth. Lack in your own personal situation might exist. But for those of you that are man, this sucks, I have to pay so much. Well, there's a clear evidence there that you're not in a state of lack. That's why you owe so much.
Well, that's that brain congestion. You actually have congestion around your mindset around abundance and your belief systems around attracting wealth into your world. And that's a congestion that needs to be cleared in order for you to connect with what truly should be yours.
Absolutely.
But hey, taxes still don't always feel good, but you can still love the fact that you have the
does
ability
working
to
out.
pay it. Yeah, absolutely.
And what are you going to talk about relationships?
I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about when it comes to relationships? Let's talk about the relationship with yourself and showing up and keeping your commitments. Because a lot of you're here on BDC Live right now, and you show up consistently every week, and you commit to learning more from us. You commit to hearing about what we are talking about, every topic that James decides to pick, and you commit to potentially winning a $400 pot this week. So I think for all of you that showed up, we should, we should pick a name.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start with one name.
Lukey's on the canasta
one name?
tonight. No, pull out the 4. That way we just have them all.
Canasta made its way up to Westfield, courtesy of James again. James is doing the most.
James in the, what is it? James in the most extras.
James and the most. Everybody's saying, pick me, Luke. Pick me.
all right.
Pick these people.
right.
Pick these people that are saying that they need to be picked.
Oh, my
Oh,
goodness.
I
jeez.
pulled the twisty.
He just spilled them all over.
Not all of
right,
them. Just a
pick-
couple.
pick
Just a
4.
couple.
All right,
Put
get
'em
your
in, put 'em
4.
in.
Jeez.
Oh, God.
Yes, Chris Collins, the canasta was always golden.
Yeah,
the golden
it's always
canasta.
golden. It used
Yeah.
to
Of
be.
course.
It used to be squeaky and golden.
Now it's no
just
longer
straight
squeaky.
golden.
Now it's
Yeah,
just
that
straight
wasn't
golden.
Names went all over the place. So
I've got 4 though.
you got 4. Okay.
How many do you want me to read now?
Well, one at a time.
Let's go one. Read them all. Let's see if you can read them all in the same moment.
I'm gonna turn this into one mega name.
Mega pint. Let me drink my mega pint.
Go. Who's first?
We got 30 seconds on the clock for
Name number 1.
Maureen Kubalik. I talk to Maureen with some frequency. Maureen, if you want to talk to me again right now, we got
Oh,
$400 for
Maureen,
you.
you could be the winner tonight. $400. Maureen shows up. She's made great commitments to herself. Maureen, she's on.
She's on?
Yes.
Maureen!
Name number 1. Look at that. See,
Shut
that's
it
what
down.
happens.
Let's go
That's
home.
what happens.
Shut it down. We need to get that as a
Yeah, that would be a great one.
Yeah, as a sound
over.
effect.
It's over.
It's over.
You know what I love
Shut
about
it
Maureen?
down. Let's go home.
Maureen, we talked about relationships and we talked about relationship with yourself. Number 1 thing that you can do is keep the commitments that you make to yourself. I think that's really important. What? That she does. And she shows up. She shows up to all the
no,
things.
and congratulations to Maureen. But so now I've had to find out in my drive over, in a conversation with our CPA, how much we owe Joe Biden.
Hence the wine.
Now we got it. Now
We're
we got
very blessed to
and
be
now
able
we,
to pay it,
Now
but
we
it
got to
doesn't
pay
mean wine
Maureen
doesn't make it better.
$400. But it's a blessing. Both of those are a blessing.
Luke needs help.
I love paying. I love paying Maureen. I love paying Joe Biden. Congratulations, Maureen and
Yes.
Joe Biden. What happened? You got stuck on the thing?
I think so, yeah.
Maureen is the big winner.
Maureen, congratulations.
Everybody congratulate Maureen. Hey, all you got to do is show up here on BDC Live. We're going to be depositing $400
Right
into
before
your
Tax
what,
Tuesday.
PayPal? What do we do? PayPal?
Yeah, PayPal. So Maureen, I'm just gonna call Maureen and I'm gonna say, hey, Maureen, give me your PayPal, and then it's gonna hit her account. Hits it instantly.
Instantaneously. Maureen, we're going to send you $400. Congratulations. So we had, not last week, we know winner, but in 3 weeks, we've had 2 winners.
I know. We're spending money on BDC Live. We're spending money on taxes today. We're spending money on BDC Live. Today's a good day.
It's a
Is,
great day.
is
great
Jacob
day.
Garfon? He won $600 2 weeks ago.
Jacob Garf won $600. So you know what? Show up next week. We're going to reset the till to $300.
It might just be you if we get blown up in Oklahoma. It might
No,
be
me and
just
James.
You, it may be Lacey and James, but
Yeah.
I'm going to try and be here. Jacob's here. He's like, what's my prize?
What? No, he was there.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
He
was
won.
like, Luke was like, is Jacob here? He's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
Oh, it
what's
was
his prize?
$700.
Oh, he
yeah.
thought it was seven.
Oh,
he
yeah.
won
$700.
$700.
Oh,
last
Jacob
week.
took
Oh,
home
it hit him.
$700. Maureen took home $400. That's
Yeah.
$1,100. You got to tell your friends about BDC Live. We're dropping money all over the place, and all you got to do is show up and sit there and watch the dang screen. Put your AirPods in, listen to some BDC Live. That's not bad.
I know. And hey, next week, you never know how we're going to show up. Instead of the SNL show, it may be the JNL show.
I got to go. I got to pack my AR and my C4.
Everybody, prayer that I have a partner in crime next week. We love and appreciate you. What do we got, Luke?
What's
We got
going
one
on?
more thing?
No, what?
No, we're excited. No, it was a great week. And thank you again for our sponsors. Listen, if you love what Adam and Sarah were talking about tonight and you're interested in learning more about what they have to offer for practitioners, or maybe even just learning about how you yourself or somebody that you love can utilize their services, I think that would be important to connect with them.
Regen, REGEN-group.com. Sign up for a consult. You got to talk to. Look at how awesome and friendly they look. You know that they can help you to reach more people.
And they have a
make an
killer
even
background.
bigger impact, and create the lifestyle that you deserve while doing that.
Love that. They love it.
Yeah, Lacey loves your background. What is that? A zebra?
Yep. That's all her.
It's
See?
That's awesome.
I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining
Adam
us.
and Sarah, thanks for joining us. Everybody, reach out to them. Regen-group.com. I got to go pack the AR, the C4, the cigars, the bourbon, the RPGs, all that stuff.
And
I
your,
don't have
your
camo
best
pants.
outdoor
I do not have
clothes?
camo
I don't
pants,
even know
but
if those exist.
Luke has camo pants that he said he's going to be wearing.
And boots.
Digi camo, bourbon nights. All of y'all that are getting in your Chevy trucks and meeting us in Stonewood Ranch in Oklahoma. I will see you tomorrow. Hey, put me back on the screen. What's going on here? We're looking at my Stonewood Ranch cabin there. 3-car garage.
I don't think we're going to
Hey,
let Luke
everybody.
do this again. Thank you,
We
everybody.
will see you next
appreciate
week
you.
here on BDC Live.